Hello everyone, welcome back to the Vintage TV Modeling series. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, make sure to watch it first. Let's pick up right where we left off. Before we start working on the details, I want to fix this one part where we have this extrusion. Currently, the topology isn't bad, but it could be a bit better. Right now, we have 5 edges converging into a single vertex. That's what we call a pole. Poles aren't inherently bad and are unavoidable in 3D modeling. However, a good rule of thumb is to keep poles away from hard edges, since they can cause shading issues. Currently, the pole is sitting directly on a hard edge, so we'll need to adjust the topology to fix it. First, we will connect these vertices to create an edge. Then we will delete this edge to create a quad. Then we need to merge the red vertex with the green one. Now we need to fix this part. We need to delete these edges. Then select these vertices and join them by pressing J. The exact same thing is done on the other side. Add an edge in the middle and slide the vertices inward a little. I know we have 2 triangles here, however, they don't cause any issues when we add a subdivision modifier, so we will keep the triangles. We're almost ready to start adding the finer details. Before we move forward, we need to increase the mesh density, since this model contains quite a bit of intricate detail. To increase the mesh density, we'll use the subdivision modifier. If we apply the subdivision modifier now, we'll get more geometry, but we'll also lose all the hard edges we created. Since we want to keep those sharp edges, we won't apply the modifier just yet. First, select all the hard edges. Then press Shift+E and type 1 to fully crease them. You'll notice the edges turn pink. This means the crease is active. Creasing prevents the subdivision modifier from smoothing and rounding those selected edges. Before applying the subdivision modifier, let's adjust the spacing of the quads so they're more uniform. Now we can add and apply the subdivision modifier. At this stage, we've added a lot more geometry. However, some of it is unnecessary, so we'll clean it up by dissolving a few edge loops. Select these loops and remove them. Do the same to these. Delete this one as well. Now we need to remove the creases we added earlier. Press A to select everything, then press Shift+E and type -1 to clear the creasing. Select this edge, then double tap G to slide it. Press E to make the loop follow the cutout. If it starts conforming in the wrong direction, press F to flip it. We do this because there is a small gap between the cutout and the straight details. Select all of these edges. We need to straighten them, otherwise the details will end up crooked. Before adding the horizontal details, let's create these circular elements first. It's much easier to add them now than after the straight details are in place. Select these faces and press I to inset them. Select the faces we just created, then right-click, and under the Loop Tools menu, choose the Circle option. Keep in mind that the Loop Tools menu doesn't come enabled by default in Blender. You'll need to activate it in the Add-on section of the Preferences panel. Once that is done, grab these edges and deform it to be more circular. We also need to make these 2 details. Select these faces and inset them, then push it in a little. Inset these faces as well and then extrude it inside. Select this edge, double tap G and press E to conform it to the left edge. Then we need to select these edges. Bevel them with a segment count of 2. Now we need to start fixing the topology. We will start working from the back. We need to select all of these edges, then right-click and subdivide. This adds an extra vertex in the middle of each edge. Now we need to use those extra vertices to round out the corners. To fix these n-gons, connect these vertices by pressing J. We also have n-gons on these faces. To quad them out, you need to connect these vertices. Now let's move to the back side. We will subdivide the edges again and make them rounder. We fix the n-gons in the exact same way we did previously. Now let's turn to the main side. When beveling the edge, I messed up a little. Instead of beveling the whole edge, I accidentally split it in 2, so I will need to fix it. Dissolve these vertices, join these points to create a straight edge, and then connect these vertices like this. Now it's fixed. While we're at it, let's take care of this part as well. Select these edges and subdivide them, then reshape them to be more round and straighter. Add 2 edge loops and connect them to other vertices. Then select these faces and delete the vertices. Fill the hole with an n-gon, then inset it and using the Loop Tools add-on, create a circle. Delete the faces inside the circle, then select the circle's edge loop, press F3, and search for the grid fill operation. If needed, play around with the grid fill settings to align the edges better. Deform everything so it fits a little better. Now we will work on what is left. Select these edges and subdivide them. Then make them more round. Now we need to fix the n-gons. However, we can't use the same method as before because some of the details are at a steep angle. If we try to connect the edges the same way, it creates overlapping geometry. To fix the n-gons, we have to do it a different way. We will add an edge loop here, then select these vertices and join them by pressing J. Do the same to these vertices. Then select these two triangles and press F to remove the edge in the middle. Then slide the vertex back a little to create a nicer quad. The same thing is done to these details. Now, why did we not do the same to these ones? When we add a subdivision modifier, we can see that these edges get rounded off. We don't want that. But why does that happen? The subdivision surface modifier works by averaging the position of each vertex, which smooths the mesh. To make the edge sharper, we need to add two supporting edge loops. This tightens the edge because the smoothing now happens between vertices that are closer together, instead of being influenced by vertices that are farther apart. Now that we've added these two edges, we can simply connect the vertices to form quads. This is the reason we didn't reduce the vertex count like we did previously. The vertices are useful to tighten the edges. We do the same to the other ones. Now we will work on this part. Add an edge below and connect it to make a quad. Then press K and using the knife tool, cut an edge like this. Then join these vertices. Select the triangles and press F to create a quad. I also forgot to add the vertical detail here. It's not a problem because it's quite easy to do so. Using the knife tool, cut an edge like this. Then select these edges and bevel them with a segment count of 2. Move the vertices slightly to space them out more evenly. Select these edges, subdivide them, and use the extra vertices to round out the corners. Then add an extra edge and connect the vertices to convert the n-gons to quads. Select all of these faces. Then press I to inset the faces. This creates a boundary loop that helps support and protect the edges. Extrude the faces inside twice and inset again. This adds a bevel to the edges without needing to select each edge and bevel them manually. The horizontal details are complete. Now let's add the circular details. Extrude the circle, then scale it inward. Inset the faces and extrude the insetted faces inward. Repeat that again. Select the sharp edges and bevel them with the correct bevel properties. The same thing is done on the other circle. Now we need to create these details. Select these edges and bevel them. Then, just like before, subdivide the edges and make them rounder. To remove the n-gons, join these vertices. Then inset these faces and extrude them out. Select the sharp edges and bevel. We do the same thing to the top. We have exactly the same details in the back. They are modeled the same way. We also need the circular detail at this corner. We do the same things as we did previously. We need to create these 3 details. We will work on the battery compartment first. Inset the faces and using the Loop Tools menu, create a circle. Select these faces and create an outset by pressing I and then O. Extrude the faces inside, then select the hard edges and bevel with the correct bevel properties. Then select these edges, dissolve them, and join the vertices. To remove the n-gons, merge these vertices at the center by pressing M, and then select the triangles and press F to create quads. We also need to create the cover for this part. To do that, select these faces and duplicate them by pressing Shift+D. Also separate it from the main mesh by pressing P. Push the lid closer to the surface. I will remove the rest of the geometry so that you can see what I'm doing better. Extrude everything to add thickness. Then select these faces, inset, and create a circle. Select the circle, extrude it inside, and bevel the sharp edges. Then add 2 edges like this to keep the corners sharp when adding a subdivision modifier. Now for the other details, select these faces. Inset them and extrude it back. Bevel the hard edges and fix the topology like we did previously. Then select these faces and duplicate them like we did with the battery compartment. Scale the piece to fit the extrusion. Select the outer edges and extrude to give it some thickness. then bevel the hard edges. The same thing is done to the top detail. Let's add the subdivision modifier and see how our shape looks. We can see that these corners are much sharper than the other ones. Let's make them sharper. Remove the subdivision modifier and go back to edit mode. We have a pole here. This pole isn't doing anything beneficial to our mesh, so we will remove it. Select these two vertices and join them by pressing J. Then dissolve these edges and using the knife tool cut an edge like this. Then to sharpen the edges, select the sharp corners and bevel with the correct bevel properties. Then select these vertices and make sure the red one is the last one selected, then press M and merge at last. Then select these faces and press F to remove the triangles. Select these edges, dissolve them, then join the vertices, add an edge in the middle, and slide the vertices to relax the geometry. We do the same thing to every edge except this one. Then we need to select all of the sharp edges. And then bevel them with the correct bevel properties. Then we need to fix some n-gons by joining vertices. Now when we add a subdivision modifier, the corners stay sharp. This is where we'll end this part. We've added a lot of the details already, and in the next part we'll finish the model. See you there.